Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm back in the car for another video today, namely a lug video. I got another new item in the mail and I thought I just got it like about an hour ago, so I just hopped in the car. I'm actually not in my car, which is why the setup is a little bit different this time. I'm in my partner's car because it's complicated, but I couldn't get my car out of the driveway. My car's okay, but there's just too much going on over, like I said, there's always so much going on at my house. And so he's like, why don't you just take my car? And I was like, okay. So anyway, I'm here with his car doing this video. So I recently picked up the new lug flapper SE, and I think this is in the new pink plaid. I think that's what it's called. I left the tag at home because I excitedly took it off and just packed it with my stuff and just kind of ran out the door. I actually switched out of my Dory Mini and Raspberry right into this because I just wanted to see if I liked it. And when I was watching the presentation on QVC, I'm like, this is kind of like another version of a mini Ranger. And the reason why I thought that is because it's kind of got that north-south look. It's got kind of a simple front, and then it's got that nice little top handle, and it just kind of gave me that vibe. I know we already have like a dedicated Ranger Mini, but this one kind of just, the silhouette kind of gave me more of like the north-south Ranger vibe, just smaller. That's why I was really attracted to it. I don't have any of the original flappers. I don't know how many iterations there were. I do know that it was and still is a popular bag, and so when they brought back the SE, I saw, at least in the lug group, that a lot of people were excited about this, and I basically, again, got it for the reasons I just explained. Switched right into it, and of course this is just going to be my first impressions because I haven't used this out in the world. I basically just packed it and put it on and kind of walked around a little bit, and I will say it's really comfortable and it fits my stuff great. I do have like two small little critical items that I will explain as we're going through this, but overall first impressions, I really like this cute bag. So let's talk about the print real quick first. So this is that new pink plaid, and I have talked about this in so many videos, especially videos that pertain to Vera Bradley, but I'm not a plaid person, whether it's like in the way of a purse or in the way of clothing. I think I have like one plaid like fall shirt that I sometimes wear and wear like maybe once or twice a year, but other than that, I'm not like a plaid person at all. I got this for two reasons, because one, I do like the colors. I like the colors in this. I'm really happy I got a couple of the blue in this. I think if there was no blue, I would have returned it, but I do like that I got some blue. And then there's like kind of this wine color, this dark green. It's on like this light, almost ballet pink background. There's also some yellow and of course the blacks. And that's what the back pattern placement looks like. So you can see there's almost no blue except for this down here. But yeah, I like that there's a good amount of blue in the front. So that's one reason why I got it, because I do like the colors in this plaid. And the second reason why I got it is because there's really no other color choices that spoke to me offered in this bag style. I feel like Lug releases some really good prints in certain styles, and then when they release other styles, they kind of leave those cool prints out of that. Like, there are a lot of metallics, and I've not tried any Lug metallics that I can think of off the top of my head right now. But metallics in general, whether it's from Kipling or wherever, they're just generally not my thing. So that's why, second reason, that's why I went for the plaid. I also brought along a couple bags to compare this to, so you could see the size difference. Again, I don't have any original flappers, but we'll get to that later. You'll see that the quilting style on this is kind of unique. It's a little bit difficult to see with the plaid, but you'll see that is that light ballet pink stitching, so you can kind of see that pattern. I like the quilting. I think it looks very nice. Love the top handle. It does come with a what I believe to be a 1-inch crossbody strap. I know Lug is doing that 1 and 1.25 inch, but I can't tell the difference just eyeballing it. So it's either a 1 inch or a 1 1.25 inch strap. I can't tell, but it's not the 1.5. It's not that thick. I do know that. You have the double zipper opening for the main compartment that we'll get into. Then, of course, what makes the flapper famous, gives it its name, Lug logo, real quick, is that there is this front flap. Now, if you know me on this channel, you know that I'm not a huge fan of bags that come with flaps on them. If you watch my Vera Bradley videos, I am notorious for cutting flaps off of the large Carson shoulder bag. Some say I was genius for that, but most said I was crazy. That's just me, though. I'm just very picky with my bags, and if I like a bag and I know I'm so close to making it the perfect bag for me, I will modify it. But I feel like that was kind of years ago. Now I'm just going for the bags that, even if it's from a different brand, that work for me. However, there is one other bag that has a flap that I absolutely love. I wish I brought it with me. If I remember, I will stick a photo on the screen right here. It is the Vera Bradley VBU Crossbody Petite Garden. This is one of my favorite bags of all time, and it's got that front flap with a hidden magnet. And there's two reasons why that bag with the front flap is one of my favorite bags of all time. From now until the end of time, it will be my favorite. And the reason why I love the flap on that is because, number one, there's a pocket on the front of that flap. So it's not just a flap with no other purpose. It actually has a pocket on it. So it's functional. And the second reason why I really like the flap on that particular bag is because there's a hidden magnet. Not a magnetic snap, not a Velcro. It's a hidden magnet, so it's quick and easy. With the flapper, Lug is able to check those same two boxes that the VBU Crossbody checks for me. So first, it's got the hidden magnets, and boy, are these magnets strong. So they are about this big. You can't see them, but they're hidden in there, but they're about this big. So you've got two here, 1, 2, and then you've got two down here, 1, 2. Just listen to this. They are so strong. I mean, if it's a super, super windy day, this flap is not going to fly up and expose your stuff. I mean, it even takes a little bit of effort. And if you watch some of the QVC presentations on it, I noticed a lot of the QVC hosts are very quick to comment how strong these magnets are. They're not strong to the point where it's really hard to open it. It's just, it's perfect. It really is perfect because you're never going to have to worry about the things underneath this flap becoming exposed accidentally. Unless you have these pockets here bulked out to the point where these magnets might have trouble meeting. Then you might have problems with the flap coming undone. So just keep that in mind. You'll have to pack this front section, including the phone pocket, carefully. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's the one box that Lugs checks. The second one is that they made it a purposeful flap. So they did give you a clear view pocket here. The zipper's here. And as you might imagine, when you zip this open, whatever you have in this pocket, when the flap is up, is going to fall right out. So I will only ever put something like wet wipes or floss picks in this pocket because obviously I'm in the car, so it's a little bit difficult to demonstrate. But if this is on my body and I'm unzipping this, anything that's in here, even if I'm walking or standing still, is going to come kind of flushing out of this pocket. So really, it's only going to be something slim, maybe not even floss picks, because if I open this up and I have like 4 floss picks in here, it's all going to come tumbling out unless I kind of block it. So, but still, with that said, it still is a functional flap. There's a pocket. What I would have liked to see, and they probably didn't do this because they wanted to do a nice simple front with the quilting, is if they did something similar to the VBU satchel or the VBU crossbody that I showed you earlier and just put like a zipper. That way it doesn't have to be a clear view zipper. It could just been a privacy zipper. That way I could stick my wet wipes on the outside. It would still be slim. Honestly, I wouldn't care if there's quilting or not in this bag. I do think the quilting adds a nice touch, but that functionality would have been probably a little more important to me than this one, but still, not complaining. I still like this. It's still usable for me, so that's fine. So those are the two boxes that this particular bag with a flap checks, just like the VBU crossbody I showed you on, hopefully on the screen here, if I remember to do that. Then, other organization that you have this front slip pocket. There's no closure to this slip pocket. It's just an open one, but it's pretty tight. So I would say, I mean, you all are going to pack your bags differently than I do, but this is how I'm packing my bag. There's nothing in there right now, but I would probably throw receipts, papers, maybe floss picks in here. Sorry, I've got an eyelash that's like poking me in the eye. Thin items would go in here. And again, it has a lot to do with lots of shared space. And if you're a lug fan or you have lug bags, you're probably used to the fact that lug does give you a lot of organization, but sometimes that organization overlaps and shares space. And in some instances, depending on what you carry, you might have to pick and choose where things go because of that shared space. So that's kind of the same deal with this. You've got this padded slip pocket, and then you've got a zipper pocket behind that. And yeah, I don't have anything in there either, so I've kept it really simple. Not necessarily on purpose. I packed the bag. I basically took everything out of my Dory Mini, put it in here, just kind of the way I would pack it. And so also I'm using pouches, so maybe some of the smaller items from the pouches could, like the slimmer items, could go in here, but that's just kind of how I did it. Even the wet wipe, I mean, that could go in there. Zipper pocket could have feminine products. You're going to see where those are stored here in a moment. But just want to remind you that this pocket, this pocket, this pocket, and your phone pocket all share space. So my cell phone is the iPhone 13 mini. I'm filming with it, and it fits in here perfectly. But I can imagine if you overpack any of the pockets underneath here that it's going to be a tight fit. And again, that's not uncommon with some of the other lug bags that I've had. Just, you have to pack carefully. This is soft lined, and we're gonna get to, I don't even remember what my first, like I said at the beginning, there's like two little like critical things I had. I don't remember what the other thing is. Maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it's just not that important. Oh, I remember. We'll get to the main compartment. So my first little critical thing is, and again, this is so small. So small. And it's a first impression. The zippers, if you meet them in the middle, they kind of hang in the way of the cell phone pocket. And so when my phone is in here and I go to close it, it almost wants to overlap over the zipper pulls. Again, that's such a tiny little critical thing. Not a big deal. Just something I wanted to mention. I noticed when I left the house, I had this all packed up, left the house, put my phone in there, and I noticed these kind of got in the way. Now, I mean, you can meet these anywhere. They don't have to be in the middle, right? But that's kind of where I like to put them. And that's just something I noticed. So that's just the first little critical item. Not a big deal. Now that we've gotten to the front outside organization, we do have a water bottle pocket. You'll see I have my pen clipped to the outside. And I will likely never use this, but I know a lot of lug lovers love this feature. So it's a snap button closure, and then there's a water bottle sleeve inside that's velcroed to the back part of the snap button closure. That fits, I think. I don't have any water bottles with me that I could demonstrate, but it fits like a standard size water bottles, and then I think it fits the Lug branded chuggy water bottles. But this is perfect for outside storage of my pen because I can just clip the pen cap over there and it fits perfectly. And it's still pretty flush to the bag. I mean, sometimes I don't know it's there. It does add a little bit of bulk, but it's not enough to make me not want the bag. And of course with Lug, you get the gunmetal hardware. If you want to clip like a keychain or your keys to the outside of this hardware, you can do that. Onto the back, the flapper is also famous for having these belt loops. So if you want to take the crossbody strap off, loop it through and put it on your hip, you can do that. Or if you want to loop it over your own belt on your pants, that's also an option. Not something I'm ever going to do with this bag, but I like that, you know, it's there for people who will use it that way. Then we have a back zipper pocket with a hood, so that means you can use this top space if you've got a taller item inside. And for me, I found that was the best place for me to put my car keys. As far as I know, there is, again, I packed this really quickly, but I don't think there's any key bungee in this bag. It's a pretty small bag, so I get why. But I just wanted to say that I did try to put my keys in here, the slip pocket, and in the zipper pocket, and I was unable to get my phone in the phone pocket. I have a pretty simple set of keys. I mean, I have my car key fob, I've got my house key, and then I've got this little flexible Boston Terrier lanyard, and still it was hard to get my phone in the phone pocket when I had that on the front side of the bag. So if you've got a bigger set of keys, just keep that in mind. Again, you might pack the inside of your bags so much differently than me, and it might not be a problem for you, but for me it was a problem. So I have no problem with putting my keys in the back of the bag, because this material is so padded, and this is obviously the part that's going to sit on your hip, and when I wore this out of the house, I couldn't feel my keys in there, so that wasn't going to be an issue for me at all. A lot of the bags that I wear, whether lug, Vera, etc., I put my keys in the back. My favorite bag of all time, the Le Sport Sac Small Jenny, the keys go in the back pocket that sits on my hip, and that's very thin fabric material. Never had a problem with that being uncomfortable for me, so this was not an issue. Here is the base of the bag, so you can get a look, and if you want to know the measurements, all of the details are on luglife.com or QVC, so you can take a look. But I am going to do a quick comparison towards the end. Of course, you've got the grab handle. Honestly, Lug can slap a grab handle on any of their bags and I will buy it. I love the grab handles. It's almost a non-negotiable for me, at least for lug bags in general. I just love the grab handle. I do still use bags that don't have grab handles, of course, but this is just super convenient when you're just wanting to grab and go. Okay, I think we got all of the outside features. Now for the long-awaited interior. Another selling point for this bag for me was this drawbridge opening. So you'll see that the zipper basically goes to the bottom of the bag. Look at the bottom seam there. I mean, the zipper goes all the way down on both sides. Again, you get the double zipper pulls here. And now we're going to come up to my second criticism for this bag. Again, just like the zippers getting in the way of the cell phone pocket, this is a small thing, but still worth mentioning in my eyes. So when we open this drawbridge opening, and of course it's not going to do it now, but we open this, and it's not a huge issue. I could see if you really stuff this bag, it might be even more of an issue. But obviously, since this is a drawbridge, Lug is so generous. They give you these nice gussets here to protect your items inside, to keep them from falling out of the bag. Great, right? Well, for some reason, I don't know why they did this, but they stitched the gusset outside of this seam. So in my eyes, they should have stitched it inside, because when you're in a hurry trying to unzip this, I don't know if you can hear that, it kind of gets stuck. Does it affect the opening of the bag? No, it still zips really fast, but it kind of gets stuck sometimes. It kind of bumps into that, which I don't know why they would put it out there. They should have put it in this part. That way there's no chance of that ever getting in the way. So those are just my two small little criticism things. The zippers in the cell phone that get in the cell phone pocket when they're up at the top in the middle, and then the gussets being stitched to the outside where the zipper is. Don't know why they did that. It seems like it would have been an easy thing for them to stitch it in here. Hopefully you can see what I mean there. But anyway, that's it. So far, I'm loving this bag, and this is one of the biggest reasons why, because I love the drawbridge opening and how you're able to easily see everything in your bag. So this is very reminiscent of the regular sized Ranger in terms of like the north-south and almost the organization as well. Obviously it's a smaller bag, so it doesn't have as much organization on the main interior, but it's kind of similar. So we've got the big cargo pocket in the back. It's not soft line. It says Flapper SE in the back. And another organizational feature we have is this privacy zipper pocket. So once again, I just want to show you what everything looks like inside before I take it out and show you. So let's pause, and now I'm gonna quickly review another lug product that I have here. I think actually part of it is back here. Yes, I forgot. This was in the bottom of that back zipper pocket. So the next item I wanted to show you is the lug twister. I posted this to my Instagram stories yesterday or the other day, and I got requests to do a video on this, so I thought I would just include it. So this is the lanyard that comes with the lug twister. It's in Aloha Navy. It's super soft, super nice. And then this is the twister. It's basically like a Metro, just a little bit shorter. And I'm a sucker for a zipper that goes down the side with a gusset, and that's exactly what this is. So I'm gonna try not to show my cards here, but this is what it looks like. And you've got this nice gusset right there. And then you've got 3 card slots on one side and then 3 card slots on the other. And this is where it's starting to get hot in the car here. This is where the lanyard attaches, and that's what that looks like. So really great item. I've been using this as my wallet all week and I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in there so you can see what that looks like. And yeah, let's get in. So we have my sunglasses case. This is in Cloudvine Multi, and I've just got my sunglasses in there, that cargo pocket. And then I also have my gum. So again, that's what that looks like in the back cargo. Then in that zipper pocket on the front wall, I alluded to this earlier, I have my feminine products in there, and it almost goes to the bottom of the bag, but not quite. It stops like that much before it hits the bottom of the bag. So that's what that looks like. And then I have all my usual stuff here. So I want to show you and pull it out, but it's kind of hard. So I have my Drizzle by Lug. My AirPods are in the bottom of the bag. I have my Vera tissue case. And then I have my lotions behind that. Then I have the Stephanie Dawn cosmetic and Stephanie Dawn coin purse, and that's it. That's everything that was in my dory. So that is the Flapper SE, and I've been using my Glennas to carry my stuff around for right now. So I have the bags that I want to compare this to. Again, I don't have any original flappers. I think I've already said that like 4 times. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. It's kind of hot and I'm getting like delusional in here. But the first bag I brought to compare is the regular size Skeeter. So this bag is a little bit taller than the regular size Skeeter. Try to grab it by the handle here. And then, okay, let's see. So you can see from a side view there. So it's also wider. So I really like that. I like that it's a little bit bigger than the Skeeter. And this is the bag I'm absolutely in love with. I've been using it all week. So there's that. They're just different shapes. They basically fit the same amount of stuff. This is the mini Doreen Raspberry, but they're just different shapes. So you can see this is obviously taller, but this has a nice wide base. Let me see if I can show you the bases together there. So there's that. And let me see if I could show you obviously this is empty and kind of squished from being in storage, but that's kind of the base there. And this is the one I really wanted to compare to because the shapes are very similar. This is also a little bit squished, but it's the Ranger 2 to be exact, in Stars and Shells Navy. I'm so sorry it's kind of squished, but you can see they're very close in size. The Ranger's obviously a couple inches taller. And I would say the depth is probably about the same on these two. This is just taller and doesn't have a water bottle pocket. Okay, so I think that's everything with the Flapper SE. I just have to decide. I think I'm gonna stay in this for now. I really like it. It's really cute. I definitely want to use it more and just like make sure I take it out in the world, make sure I really like it, because so far, first impressions, I love the size of it. I really love the smaller, just slightly smaller than the Lug Ranger 2, the north-south one I just showed you. because sometimes this has too much height for me. I mean, there's never such thing as too much, but sometimes I can't like fully fill this, especially when I'm not carrying very much. So this obviously, as you saw, perfectly fit all my stuff. I mean, look at that. You can't get any more perfect than that. Everything's comfortable. I can easily pull out my wallet, easily put it back. I mean, that's all I ask for in a bag, is just to be able to have comfortable, quick access to stuff without it like being troublesome. And then like I said, I love that VBU crossbody because of that magnetic flap, and this has got a really nice convenient magnetic flap, and I can see totally sticking like quick receipts and paperwork in here, and just knowing it's nice and safe underneath a strong flap. I love the back. I always love when bags have the back zipper pocket for extra security, and of course the top handle is a must for me. The only thing I could definitely live without is of course the water bottle pocket, but when it's closed, it's very, sorry, I keep thinking the camera's over here, but when it's closed, it's very streamlined, and I don't really notice it's even there. So I just love the drawbridge. Any bag with a drawbridge pretty much has my name on it. And the Plaid is really cute. If it didn't have any blue in it, I probably would be sending it back right now, but because it's got a good bit of blue, I'm very happy with it, and it's super pretty, super fall in person. So that has been the Flapper SE in the new pink Plaid. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.